Assalamualaikum and greetings to the industrial panels. My name is Nurul Hanisah and my matrix number is 191916. I'm a final year civil engineering student from UPM. I will be presenting on the promoting of the water conservation using the CARICA PAPAYA on the greywater treatment method. As can see from the slides, these are some of the problems, also the crises that has been taking over in the Selangor states. These pictures as well as the news were being released by the online newspaper. So according to the reliable sources, we have 189 river basins with 3,000 millimeters of annual rainfall. Moreover, we also have an easy access to the seawater. Overall, we shouldn't have any water crisis problem, but still we are getting more and more frequent of the water disruption problems. So the objectives of this study is to identify the major outdoor activities that the residents are often do regularly which involve the water usage, to examine the discharge quality of the greywater collected from the major activities by the residents by conducting related experiments, and to evaluate the performance of the proposed media CARICA PAPAYA in improving the greywater quality. As can be seen from the slides, these are the overview of the methodology of this research, starting with the selection of the proposed site area towards the survey questionnaire. From the survey questionnaire, there will be questions on the trend of the outdoor and indoor activities that the residents are regularly do. This will lead towards the point source of the greywater samples to be taken. The main reasons of choosing the CARICA PAPAYA seeds as the greywater treatment is because it is very easy, it is very economical, and it is very easy to be implemented. Second one is that papaya seed is well known for its efficiency in treating the wastewater, which it has the same characteristics as Moringa oleifera seeds that are used widely in India. The CARICA PAPAYA managed to remove the turbidity up to 89.14% based on the research by Arya Chandran and Dwithi George. So these are the process of CARICA PAPAYA seeds turning into the powder form before being used to treat the greywater samples. Okay, so how does actually the CARICA PAPAYA seed works? So these are the mechanism explanation. Firstly, the CARICA PAPAYA seeds has the presence of the positively charged proteins that allows them to combine with the negative charged particles in the greywater and allowing the flocculation process to end up at the bottom and obtaining a clear solution of the greywater samples. So to recapitulate, the powdered CARICA PAPAYA seeds has the ability to bind to the substances in water and settle the negative charge particles to the bottom. Okay. So these are the results and discussion of the data analysis from the survey questionnaire. The type of the residential houses have been surveyed for the identification of the residence housing type. So 54% of the respondents live in the double-story house. The tendency of having the lawn area in the house compound is very high. So it shows that the consumption of the outdoor water activities is quite high. Second one is that in figure 1.4 is showing the most frequent outdoor activities involving the water usage. So gardening has a percentage of 62.67%, which has the most highest of the frequent outdoor activities. Okay, so in figure 1.5 is the most preferable ways of conserving the water. So the respondents more likely prefer to use the water rationing instead of reusing back the greywater. Okay, so these are the results for the pH, acidity, and alkalinity test. The average pH value for the three different neighborhood areas were ranging from 5.22 to 5.66 and 6.18 to 6.72 for the before treatment and after treatment respectively. So these are due to the samples might infuse with the corroded pipes that might as well lead to the slight contamination of the pollutants. Okay, moving on to the chemical and natural coagulation and turbidity tests. So the main purpose for conducting the tests were to identify any suspended solids as well as to analyze the clarity of the greywater before and after the treatment. So the greywater samples were tested by using two different coagulants comprising of alum, also the CARICA PAPAYA dosage. So as can be seen is the graph of turbidity versus the dosages, which is the alum and the CARICA. Okay, as you can see, the sample 1, sample 2, as well for sample 3, showing the same trend and also the same results. So this can be concluded from the graphs obtained. It can be assumed that the efficiency of the natural coagulant to be applied to reduce the turbidity value is much more higher, as only a small amount of dosage were needed as compared with the usage of the chemical coagulant using the alum. Okay. moving on to the laboratory test results for the BOD, biological chemical oxygen demand. So as shown in the figure 1.8 is the results of the BOD content before and after the treatment of the 3 samples. So the value of BOD 5 was higher for the before treatment process for each samples, which for sample 1, the value before the treatment was 55 mg per L and after the treatment was 20 mg per L respectively. Okay, for the COD test, the test is one of the parameters in measuring the greywater characteristics, whether it is safe to be used or not. Okay, so it can clearly be seen that the before treatment of COD value for sample 1, sample 2, and sample 3, which was labeled as blue color, were higher in value when compared with the after treatment with the CARICA papaya seeds, which were 54, 43, and 39 mg per L for sample 1, sample 2, and sample 3 respectively. Okay, as can be seen on table A and table B is the summarization of the values obtained from several parameters testing of the before and after the treatment of the greywater quality. As to conclude, all the objectives of the research were achieved. I managed to identify the major other activities, which was the gardening by the residential areas. Second one is that I managed to examine the discharge quality of the greywater collected from the major activities by the residents by conducting related experiments. And the third objective achieved is that I managed to evaluate the performance of the proposed media CARICA papaya seeds in improving the greywater quality. As a recommendation in this research as to gain trust as well as to introduce in more details the effective of the CARICA papaya seeds, several tests on the turbidity of different type of wastewater as well as the greywater needs to be conducted widely as a proof to the community and start implementing the usage of the natural coagulant of the CARICA papaya seeds in treating the water. Thank you very much.